So I'm sitting here in the living room of Maria Vaz, who is the proprietress of Hope Hall, one of the oldest and most reputed hotels of Matheran. So we'll be talking to her and finding out more about Matheran, her relationship with Matheran, and her few of her personal passions. So, firstly, a big thank you to Maria Vaz for taking time out and speaking to us. We just wanted to know a little bit about the history of Matheran and Hope Hall. So, 1850, I know, is when Matheran was, discovered when Hugh Mallet came here, and I see a board outside Hope Hall which says 1875. So, does that make Hope Hall one of the oldest hotels in Matheran?
Yeah, we have the 1924 guidebook where they say that in 1875 there were four hotels in Matheran, of which Hopal is the oldest. This is by that postmaster Dhapke, if I got the name right. Because, yeah, so yes, and we've got the ad also in that book which says the Pioneer Hotel of Matheran. So I'll let you take a photograph of that ad also. And yeah.
Oh, thank you. So this has been, your ancestral property. You have always this has been part of your a generational heirloom, a Hope Hall, or it has been, you like purchase it from someone.
Yeah, my great grandpa purchased it in 1930, yes, and they always gave it to someone to run. So the last time we almost didn't get it back. I was in college at that time, and I said, "Ma, if we don't run it ourselves, we're never going to see it again." So yeah, fortunately, my graduation and getting Hope all back all came together, and if I settled down into a job, I don't think I would have thought of the hotel business. But you jump into the water and you learn to swim. Yes, so that's how it's been. And the persons who were running it for us had always ruined it and created a terrible mess of the whole thing. So there was a lot of work to be done. There still is a lot of work to be done, and we don't take loans. We
Right.
plow back our money, and yeah, that is how we work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you have been, in Matheran for a lot of time now. So what changes have you been seeing in Matheran over the years?
I've seen the desecration of the sacred jungle, which is breaking my heart, and I get the tears.
Yeah.
But we're fighting,
Right.
and I hope.
Right.
I think people don't realize
Right.
that it is a blessing to live in Matharan. Uh, this is a little piece of heaven on earth as I see it.
Right.
I don't look at it from the money point of view. I mean, we've never run business to make money. Yes, money is necessary to live, but money isn't everything. I do it for the pleasure of hearing someone say, I came to spend my birthday with you. My papa died, and I thought I will heal if I stay here. We've had a wedding in the family, and we're tired. We come to chill out. That is the best part of my work, money aside.
Right.
Yes, we need money to maintain it, and we have to concentrate on that too. But we never focus purely on earning money
Right.
and being very commercial.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, and there's something that I would like to say, that most of the people who have come into Mathran are not the old residents. The old residents are the hoteliers, the bungalow owners, and the malis, and some of the residents in the proper leasehold plots in the bazaar area and near the station. The rest of them are encroachers, and to them, Matran is a golden goose. And they don't realize that by killing it, they won't get anything out of it.
Right.
So that is what they are doing. Our ex-president of the municipal council, Prerna Sawant, she said, I want to make Matharan post lockdown. I want to make Matharan a changed place. And I said, God created Matharan. Can you do better than God?
Right.
That's really, really very vain.
Right.
And during lockdown, the paper block work started. So we couldn't petition MOEF New Delhi. We couldn't petition Mantralaya. We just couldn't send a registered letter. We couldn't do anything. And yes, the paper block laying was going on. And today now in the paper blocks are coming out. Horses and people are slipping on them and getting injured. Horses have died, people have died. They put up the temperature of Matran in the bazaar area. It is 40 degrees, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, in the fringes it's lesser,
Mhm.
and in Bhopal it's not so hot, um, because we have a lot of garden cover. Uh, the paver blocks have made our roads into rivers in the monsoon, and then I think rather than the e-rickshaws that they brought in, we need e-gondolas.
Right.
I mean, it's so upsetting to see this whole thing.
Right.
And every bungalow is being made into a hotel. This is an eco-sensitive zone. I think there should be some cap on the number of hotels in this place.
Right.
Otherwise, all the old hotels are going to go out of business.
Right.
And it's not just the business. I mean, they're not going to be able to protect those old heritage properties.
Right.
And there are something like 3,000 plus, some people say much more, unlicensed lodgings which are encroachments, which are illegally built, and which were conducting illegal business till licenses were not required from December 31st, 2017.
Right.
So there have been so many things going on in Matheran. And the e-rickshaws, what I say is, Matheran is the smallest and the only pedestrian hill station in Asia. It's just 7.25 square kilometers in area.
Right.
We have the shuttle service of the mini train, for which I had campaigned with our ex-Konkan Divisional Commissioner S.S. Sandhu sir,
Right.
who very graciously allowed it. And if we have more shuttle services, if we have the tourists picked up from the car park and brought to the railway station, then there's not much walking.
Right.
If you consider Matron at only 7.25 square kilometers, uh, the center of Matran is our post office, and in any direction, north, south, east, or west, the furthest distance is only 3.5 kilometers, which is not a great distance.
Right.
In the northern and eastern extremities, that is Panorama Point and Garbett Point, we have no habitation, no bungalows, no hotels.
Right.
And in the southern and western parts, we have about 25 to 30 inhabitants. Now, the main population cluster is the railway station, where the mini train can bring you from the car park. So why do we need the e-rickshaws running parallel to the mini train line? Why do we need a second form of transport in such a small place?
Right.
I really don't understand.
Right.
And see, what is extremely upsetting about this petition that is filed in the Supreme Court is, the petitioner says that the petitioner seeks to bring eco-friendly e-rickshaws to Matran. It's okay, you want, I don't want, we are adults, we agree to disagree. But when you say in the next sentence, the petitioner seeks to remove the ghodawalas and the hand rickshaw pullers,
Right.
I think that is grossly unfair. And there's one more section which is not mentioned there, that's the coolies. So you're taking away three sections income. What about their families?
Right.
I mean, we won't stand for people's income being taken away and
Right.
families being made to suffer.
Right.
And what happens to the horses? The horses have forever been Matharan.
Right.
In fact, there are some documents given by our government medical officer, Dr. Tambe, to the Supreme Court, where he has said about the horse dung causing uh, pulmonary tuberculosis, chronic asthma, calcium deficiency, of all the weird things, to the rickshaw pullers, not to the ghodawalas who are handling them hands on.
Right.
I mean, this is really weird. I said to him, in the old days, we had sanatoriums in all hill stations where people recovered in spite of the presence of the horses.
Right.
You get an asthmatic attack in your bedroom where there are no horses. I mean, this is totally ridiculous. And there is a document of the US government in 12 pages with scientific tables, which says that horse dung is not toxic to people or the environment.
Right.
So why are all these lies being told? Why is all this fuss being made?
Right.
Yeah, you want to bring e-rickshaws, okay, bring them, but don't tell lies.
Right.
And just the other day, I had this very senior citizen who was staying across the road, and he came to look at my place. And he says, you know, Maria, I'm so worried about my asthma. And I said, I'll show you the table. Nothing will happen to you. Please don't worry. So, you know, it's created such a lot of bad reputation for Mathran.
Right.
We've had people, I told the chief officer about this. I said, this has to stop. Because I've had people asking, is it safe to bring our elders? Is it safe to bring our children? I mean, this is so sad. We've Matheran has forever had horses and it has not caused this problem.
Right.
And the doctor says it was not happening then, but it is happening now.
Right. No, no. This impassioned plea is the entire reason I think we are like having this interview. I think we need to have a view from one of the insiders of Matheran, which actually brings us, to one more, touchy topic. So if I look at the board outside the Hope Hall, if I look at your website, the board says that do not trust the agents or toots, and to approach you directly. So obviously you have had a bad experience or maybe a series of bad experiences with the agents. So maybe you can throw some light on that.
You know, when tourists come to the car park or the railway station,
Right.
they do not believe that what seems to look like an innocent local person
Right.
is so devious and so mischievous and is going to mislead them for his own selfish ends.
Right.
Yes, so they will take you to the highest pay of commission 1st, and then they will bring you down the commission line. So let's say the first one asks for 10,000, and then the next one asks for 8,000, and then a little further down, someone says 7.5. Now the tired tourist with wife and children and luggage thinks, okay, I mean, this is somewhat reasonable. And then when they come down the road and find that they're getting a room in Hopal for 3.5, 4.5 thousand, which is the max we charge during season,
Right.
yeah, they're surprised and they say, how come?
Hmm.
I mean, I wish I knew about this. I wish I had come here.
Right.
And what the agents do is they tell people, everyone in Hopal is dead. The hotel has fallen down. Don't go there. There are spirits. All the lies they can fabricate. In fact, a few of the tourists have told me, just go out and see who is that agent who is bad mouthing you, because we're very happy we found this place and we want to stay here.
Right.
And I saw it's that Ramesh Waghela, whose wife and daughter-in-law work for me. And he's telling tourists this place has a bad reputation, don't go there. Now, why would the tourist think he's lying?
Right.
And being a
Right.
lady, being a single person, this really upsets me very deeply.
Right.
I mean, slander, this really is, defamation at the highest level. And
Right.
this is set up by the politicians, I'm sure.
Right.
Because, yes, we stand against the e-rickshaws, we stand against all the mischief they do, so they don't like us. And yes, they would like to see that, our business goes for a toss. We give up and we sell, or better still, we give them to run so that they get the hotel for free and never leave.
Right.
Yeah, so there are a lot of undercurrents and lot of mischievous and devious things going on.
Right.
And yeah, it's a whole setup. Recently, somebody shut off my water mains. My water tanks were empty the next day. And yes, people come into the compound in spite of the stray dogs we look after. We don't let them all out because, I mean, most people are dog phobic, so we just have a few outside. Everyone has their place and they're very well disciplined.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only person who bites is me.
I read that outside.
I
Yeah.
have that on the board outside my
Yes.
hotel. Our dogs will bark, but they won't bite.
Right.
Yeah, the manager will. So lots of people come to meet the biting manager, and they are extremely happy to meet me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So stray dogs actually find a safe haven in Hopal. That is how it is.
See, I've never known the stray dogs to cause any problem. We've had them for more than 15 years now, and we've not had one biting case.
Right.
So I don't know what the stray dogs are doing. I mean, people, even when we feed the outside strays, I go out on the road and feed them every evening. You get dirty looks from people. Someone starts filming you. I mean, that is so stupid. I'm the only person who's giving them food. I'm the only one who gives them that one small meal in the day,
Right.
because I don't have a big budget. Yeah, so whatever little things we can do, whether it's for a human being or an animal, we do it.
Right.
And what is wrong with that?
Right. Right.
And I mean, we have extremely strict discipline with our animals.
Right.
And I mean, as I said, we've never had a biting case.
Right. Right. So besides humans and animals, there is one more thing that you notice in Hope Hall are the plants. So Hope Hall is like full of plants. I
And
think.
the stones.
Yes, yeah, and the stones as well. So one thing that's sets apart Hope Hall from the other hotels is the sheer amount of foliage that you have, the shrubbery, the plants that you see around. So I think that's horticulture also seems to be like one of your passions. Do you have a count of the number of kinds of plants or species that you have around, and can you identify most of them? I'm not that I'm going to ask you to, but just like tell us more about that.
My oh my. Uh, you know what? We've got this very lazy staff who waters very haphazardly,
Uh-huh.
and they've killed off a lot of species of plants.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we pick up small samples because, as I always said, we are on a tight budget,
Right.
and we tend to care for them and do whatever we can.
Right.
But sometimes I'm busy. I'm now busy with the Supreme Court matter. I'm busy with my personal property matters and
Uh-huh.
with the animals and so many things.
Right.
And let me say, two really nasty things that have been done. I would say that this is passive violence,
Uh-huh.
and it is escalating as I see it. In Diwali, my staff were taken away on various pretexts,
Mhm.
and that was so that we could not clean the place and not run our business. We got replacements,
Mhm.
and again during the April-May season, the politicians have again put out. There's no other word
Yeah, it's
to
right.
save my staff,
Uh-huh.
and yes, they again cause problems because they know the watering of the garden takes a lot of time, caring for the animals takes a lot of time. There are few people who will work with animals.
Right.
I need someone trustworthy on site when I have to go up and down.
Right. Right.
So I just wish these people would realize that they have to stop being so wicked and mean,
Right.
and causing so many problems over here.
Right. Right. Just like one more thing that I'm sure our viewers want to know. So, whenever a celebrity comes and stays at a hotel, it's always a big thing. And the person who once stayed at Hope Hall is none other than Jan Martel, the Booker Prize winning author, whose book has also been converted into an Oscar winning movie. Just tell us about his stay over here. I mean, when he was here, like, did you realize that this is an author that's staying here, and did he speak to you? How was your your interaction with him when he was over here?
See, we cannot remember every tourist who stays,
Of course.
but when I saw the book,
Mm-hmm.
The Life of Pi, because
Uh-huh.
I saw the movie first and then I saw the book,
Uh-huh.
and I saw the name Jan Martel, and somehow I was reasonably sure that he had stayed with me.
Uh-huh.
So I looked see when the book was written, and then while I was reading the forward, I saw it happened in Matheran. So I said, well, I guess right that he was here,
Uh-huh.
and then I just started looking from that date backwards,
Right.
and yes, I found this entry in our register, and so I was so happy. Yeah, and my uncle used to say I have a photographic memory. I don't know if that is true.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but I do remember that, yeah, this man, he was tall and he had a scarf around his neck.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, I sometimes customers are very surprised how I remember details about them or tell them they. I mean, once they tell me their name, I tell them, yeah, some incident connected with their last day.
Right.
So yeah, I do seem to recall this person. He was here only for a day, though he says otherwise in his book.
Uh-huh.
But we have the register entry in our office, and a lot of people like to take photographs of that.
Right. As have we. But yeah. So,
You
incidentally,
stayed in his room,
yeah.
so I should charge you extra. No,
Please
we
don't.
never. We
Yeah.
never.
So, incidentally, if you want to stay in the room where the inspiration for a Booker Prize winning book came about, then you can always come to Hope Hall and have a word with Maria ma'am, and the room is available for you to stay. So,
As usual.
at the usual rates as well. So, thank you, ma'am, for speaking to us, and we hope to come back to Matheran and stay in Hope Hall once again.
That's so sweet. You've been very nice to me. I mean, you've been very gracious and kind. Yes, we have our deficiencies, I know,
No, that,
because
no,
of the
that's
staff.
perfectly fine.
Yeah. But most of our customers are like that. I mean, they're family people, even if they're office groups. Like, everyone adjusts, everyone. As I said, yes, I'm very conscious that we have our deficiencies, but we work very hard to see that we keep people as happy as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for watching.